I'll meet you in an hour or so.
Ist da Oder bei ihm geht auch. Okay.
Asking, first of all, for Russia to stop the bombing and create the conditions for a cessation of hostilities, most of all for humanitarian aid to reach Aleppo. We have had a very good discussion with the UN Special Envoy de Mistura. We have decided that the European Union and the UN will work more together to push the humanitarian aid into Aleppo, but also the European Union will start talks with key actors in the region on the post-conflict phase in Syria. I know this seems far away now, but we believe, and we've shared with the UN Special Envoy de Mistura, we believe it could be helpful in this moment to start reflecting on the post-conflict institutional setting for Syria, reconstruction, reconciliation, governance, including local governance, and the European Union will start these talks in the coming days, not as an alternative, but as a complementary track that could help and facilitate the other efforts that are ongoing in Lausanne under the UN auspices to try and create a political space for some common ground on the future of the country. But priority number one now is to save Aleppo, to save the people of Aleppo, and this is why our strong call is on Russia and on the Syrian regime to stop the bombing on Aleppo and to continue talks with the US and other key players on the ground to avoid the catastrophe, first of all, the humanitarian catastrophe in the city. And as I said, the European Union will start as of tomorrow talks, in particular with Turkey, Iran, Saudi Arabia. We will continue our work with different groups of Syrian opposition players, including civil society, women, Christian minorities, and others, to start thinking of the day after the conflict, because we have, and we believe we have, some positive leverage, some positive agenda that could be built. I know this sounds surreal in this moment, the maximum of peak of violence in the country, but maybe thinking of what can be there in the future can also help the actors to find some common ground on which to engage also in the current talks. So you will see the Council conclusions in a little bit. They are very clear, and the unity around them is full. So the news is the European Union is clear, united, with strong positions, but also with some concrete steps we have decided to take in the coming days.
Do you have any sense of when these discussions could begin? You said you would make calls tomorrow, but is there a realistic timetable for this political track to start?
Well, you know, we started testing the ground already last week with calls and dialogues we've had with all the different key regional players. So we will continue in that respect. I don't want here to raise expectations. It's simply something that we feel we have the responsibility to do. As I said, not substituting any track. On the contrary, to reinforce the existing paths that we support very much, and to see if the added value of the European Union that has always been institution building, governance, reconciliation, and also economic reconstruction linked to a political transition can be of any help to create a space in the region and possibly in Syria to find some common ground. Again, in parallel to that, we have decided that we work on the urgent issue of Aleppo and the humanitarian, because this is priority number one now, save lives. The European Union has put forward a proposal to bring medical aid in, bring the wounded out. For that we need stop of the bombings for some hours, but again, it's not only a matter of hours, it's a matter of responsibility. We all call on Russia to exercise its responsibilities also as an ISSG co-chair, and show that there is the possibility of having a cessation of hostilities in place and stopping the bombing in Aleppo. This is urgency. The humanitarian plan is urgency. In parallel, what cannot wait for this to happen is the start of the talks on the political future of Syria. Thanks. I'll meet you in a while.